again, I didn't care what it looked like. I was wearing long sleeves, but these guys were,
that is rude. That, you know what? I'm saying this honestly. Hold on a second.
Oh, that's so
And
good.
after the show, the staff's going to ask if I'm serious right now. I am. This is the first Photoshop I've been offended by. You guys have put me in leatards. You guys have made me 5'4". It's a nose joke.
Yeah, but you didn't even need a carrot.
It's an obvious nose joke.
You didn't need a carrot, though.
You don't even need a carrot.
Right? That's your
Our
nose,
producers
dude.
don't understand. This now gets screenshotted, and this will now be tweeted to me for the rest of my life.
It's adorable.
For the rest of this is going to replace.
That's a pretty good one.
No, it's not a good one.
It's adorable.
That's pretty good. I love it.
Something tells me you can handle it. Something tells me you can handle it.
What an outrage.
No, I love it. On to the Patriots.
You guys are body shaming.
Speaking of outrage, we're facial
That's not a
shaming.
part of your body.
That is a part of my body. All right, go ahead, Jim.
Facial shaming, and we're proud of
Go
it.
ahead.
Patriots, who were in Cincinnati looking to get their offense back on track, or really just on track. 34-13, the final, behind 2 touchdown passes from Tom Brady. Their defense was back to wreaking a little havoc, though, forcing 5 turnovers, including a pick-6 by Stephon Gilmore. Pats clinch a playoff berth for an NFL record 11th straight season. But, Nick, from what you saw yesterday, how far you really think this team can go into the playoffs?
Well, Jen, it's a hell of a question, and it's an important question because the Patriots yesterday proved what we already knew. Against bad teams, they're going to lean on you, and then your offense is going to wilt, turn into a turnover factory. You're going to make people see ghosts. You're going to make people have 3, 4, 5 turnover games, and the margin's going to be dominant. Going into last night's game, if you look at the upcoming draft order, which means who are the worst teams in football, the Patriots had 2 wins against the 7th pick of the draft, the Jets, a win against the 4, a win against the 3, a win against the 2, and they were just awaiting for a win against the 1, which they now have. So they're 6-0, outscoring those teams by 150 points. There's no shock that they ended up dominating the Bengals. Maybe it was a little surprising. It was 10-10 with the Patriots punting with 1:45 left in the first half. But, of course, it's not shocking. The Bengals didn't muff it, and the Patriots have a lead. And then the Patriots scored points the following. The muff punt, an interception, short field touchdown, a pick-6, an onside kick, short field touchdown. So the margin looks the way it does. But, Canny, that offense, even against Cincinnati, what Tom Brady have, 128 yards passing?
Yeah, they had 291 total yards offensively.
I mean, the offense against that defense looked as bad as it's looked, particularly the passing game, all year long. That, to me, if I'm a Pats fan, which I might not be, would be a lot more concerning than impressed with, once again, the defense making a quarterback look terrible.
No, their formula for success is going to remain the same, unfortunately, for Pats fans, because you're looking for your offense to turn the corner, and it just hasn't. I mean, as a defense, you're going into a game. If you hold an opponent to less than 300 total yards, that's lights-out football. And so the Patriots offensively, we keep waiting for this light bulb to cut on, and it just doesn't happen. But good on them for having one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the National Football League. Nick talked about all the turnovers. They had 4 interceptions in the second half, 2 by Stephon Gilmore and 2 by J.C. Jackson. So, I mean, this team's formula has been rely on your defense to create extra possessions in short fields and create scoring opportunities, which then your offense has to take advantage of. They did that in the second half of yesterday's game, and they've been doing that all season. The Patriots have 7 non-offensive touchdowns on the year.
That's crazy.
5 by their defense, and then 2 from block punts returned for touchdowns by their special teams. So that's what it's going to be. Those 2 phases of the football team, defense and special teams, leading the way, and then the offense being complementary.
I'll say this. If they do win a Super Bowl, it'll be the greatest accomplishment of Belichick and Brady's career with this squad on offense, with the lack of weapons that he's working with. But as far as me believing it, how can I, when this team is 11-3, and their losses have come to the leader of the AFC North, the AFC South, and the AFC West. Those are their 3 losses. So anytime they've had an opportunity to silence critics, to say, hey, you know, we're better than, you know, our offense can actually perform in a game that we need them to, they've come up short. So it's really hard to find that. And yet there's a part of me that says, man, I did this last year. You know, I thought it expired. I thought the dynasty had run its course, and then they fixed it coming into the playoffs. But I don't see where that solution comes from with the pieces that they have on the field now, unless this defense can come up and be an all-time great, which I just don't believe they're an all-time great defense from what I've seen at this point.
I don't know about that. I mean, just in terms of how they create takeaways and then they capitalize on them by being able to score points or set their offense up to score points. I mean, here's the thing. If the Patriots do get one of those top seeds in the AFC, which is looking like they will, because they got games against Buffalo and Miami, both in their building. If they're able to accomplish that and get that second seed in the AFC, then you're talking about them hosting a game in the divisional round, most likely against the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll see what happens. But that defense is good enough to give that team a puncher's chance in their own building. And based on the track record, you know, I'm assigning the New England Patriots an opportunity to win that game and advance to the AFC Championship game. They've gone to, what, 8 straight AFC Championship games? So you're talking about winning a home game in January in order to have that opportunity. If you're looking at this team as possibly being able to accomplish that, then I don't know how you can't consider them a contender.
Well, because we know who that home game would come against. It would come against the Kansas City Chiefs. And by the way,
which was a one-possession game.
It was a one-possession game, you're right.
Worse.
And pardon me. And we all saw the Chiefs, we were making the joke of it. But in the snow, like one of the things the Patriots have been so good is dealing with conditions. You might want to play this Chiefs team in the wind. You don't want to play them in the snow because they got too much speed and your defenders can't change direction.
And it just doesn't matter in terms of Pat Mahomes playing in weather. It just does not matter. Not to him.
You're being serious.
No, I'm saying in a positive way.
Yes, no, okay. No, I didn't. I didn't know if you were joking or being serious. I agree with you. The wind and the conditions don't seem to affect his throwing style. But speaking of throwing, here's the difference between Patriots last year and Patriots we want to write off. Brady didn't look like this. And I know, can we show the package again? Like we saw last year, he was not as good as 2017. That is not a bad play by the wide receiver. That is a missed touchdown. Show me this one. Now, this one could have been caught, but that is a missed touchdown. That's a bad throw. This one here, who are we blaming on this?
That one's covered pretty good. I could say the receiver give him a little more of a window on that one.
What about that one? Who are we blaming on this? These are missed throws. These are bad throws for a guy who yesterday had 128 yards passing and 37 yards to a wide receiver. And last year, what they did have, if you're going to play the style you guys are talking about, the defense-oriented, you want to have a dominant running game. I understand yesterday the Patriots ran the ball well. They have not shown throughout the season that they have a dominant running game, anything close to it.
No, they haven't shown that, and Rex Burkhead had that one long run at the end of the game after the game was no longer in doubt. But to your point, Tom Brady did miss a lot of throws yesterday. It was a 3rd and 8 that he had in the second quarter, and he missed a throw to Julian Edelman that he typically converts over the middle for a first down. You can't afford to miss those opportunities if you're Brady with your #1 receiver in man coverage. You can't miss those opportunities. So there is a little bit of concern that age might be catching up with Tom Brady. But again, if we're talking about the Patriots being at home in January, I just have a hard time betting against them just based on the track record.